And the doula program is basically like midwifery. It's a group of individuals that massage and love on the Black woman, and any woman for that matter, in a program called Mamas at the Market. So that's every Tuesday. That's a big
Wow.
program. I believe it's extremely critical as we procreate and make sure that we're bringing, lives into this world that can thrive, because all babies need to thrive, right? Our babies need to thrive,
Definitely.
and our Black babies, we need to be able to continue to populate this earth, and they deserve to live like any other baby. So because the Black woman experiences so much trauma, that is a social determinant of health, and it's critical that we give those mothers support, and we wrap our arms around them as a community. And that's what Mamas at the Market is all about. That community room is serving as a space for them to come in, learn about birthing, the process, techniques for breathing, and all of the aspects that go into bringing about a healthy baby that can thrive and survive, in this community. Not only survive, but thrive. And the mothers as well, giving them the nurturing that they need. So we also have our teaching kitchen, which is just buzzing with activity. It's so interesting to see the millennials coming there, learning how to cook healthy, nutritious meals. When you are without access to healthy food, we really don't realize what that causes us to consume in exchange. So we living off of a lot of boxed food and a lot of expired canned goods. I mean, you even just the minimization of your diet when you don't have nice, robust opportunities to eat, healthy. You don't realize how much that actually instructs your diet until you are in that situation. I've talked to many people that do their shopping at dollar stores or convenience stores, but now they have this grocery store with a very well stocked produce department that brings in a lot of local produce. So now they need to learn how to cook with these artichokes and jackfruits and many, vegetations that they had not had access to before. So that teaching kitchen is, I mean, it's buzzing with activity. Every time I'm up there, there's something going on inside of the teaching kitchen, and people learning how to make things like sweet potatoes and onions. Who knew? But these are the tidbits of information that we have to really give ourselves the opportunity to become acquainted with, because we are really in a detrimental situation as Black people in America, especially with food apartheid. I read a statistic that said out of every three Black boys by the age 18, two of them will contract kidney failure in America, and it's because of the diet. And I would think that it's just by 2025, I would think that it's just like a way of skewing, or a way of inciting fear mongering. But I know so many people in my community who are experiencing kidney failure. I know that my community got 7 new dialysis clinics in the last 5 years, and those dialysis clinics are busy, but not one grocery store. But now we've changed that with Gem City Market. And I think it's important that around this country, and especially in these urban cores, that people realize what they are experiencing in their community with low access to healthy foods, and building out programs that can help to counteract.
Okay, okay, man. You said a lot right there. I think it's important for the viewers to note the difference between a grocery store and a food cooperative from the educational aspect. You see that there are so many educational opportunities
Mhm.
to learn how to eat properly, how to diet, how to take care of the babies, even some of the things we did with Little Africa, having classes on lupus or sickle cell or diabetes, the things that actually affect us. So you can not only go to a food cooperative and shop, but you can also learn and interact with the people in the community. And that's very, very important. I want to ask you a quick question. You mentioned
Mhm.
something, food apartheid. A lot of the viewers, they may not know what that is. If you could just kind of touch on that a little bit.
Yeah. So there's been this misnomer that what we are experiencing in the urban cores with regards to lack of food access is a desert. Well, my people, a desert is a God made entity. This is not a desert. Man made these situations. These situations are part of the structural violence that our people have been susceptible to since we arrived on the ships after the transatlantic passage. So these are not deserts. These are apartheids. These are purposeful attempts at decreasing the access to a people who are predominantly impoverished to create a very affluent medical system. Look at it. The greatest business in this world right now, pharmaceuticals, the medical industry. So this is by design, man's design. And the good news is if man can design it, we can fix it.
Oh
So,
yeah.
and no offense, when I say man, I mean human, but predominantly white man.
Right, right. Okay. Now, for the viewers who are interested in Gem City and everything that you're doing, is it a way that they can donate, they can volunteer, they can show support? You know, maybe they're in the
Yes,
Dayton area, maybe they're in Ohio,
yes,
maybe they, around the world. Let them know how they
yes.
can do
Yes, anyone who is interested in the work that we're doing with Gem City Market, I would ask them to please visit www.gemcitymarket, that's GEMCITY market.com. And you can go there, become a member, become a supporter, or you can just give a donation. But we appreciate all of the opportunities that you all afford us to work with you, to build relationship, and to get you all engaged in our activities.
Okay, okay. I'm quite sure you're gonna get some feedback for sure. Now I got a question for the viewers who may be in a urban community or a neighborhood, and they like, well, I want to start a food cooperative, but I
Mhm.
really just don't know what are the first steps. What would you recommend just to get started in that direction?
Well, if you're interested in starting a food cooperative, then I would suggest that you definitely want to gain some background knowledge. A great book for you to get, maybe start a book club around, would be Jessica Nemhardt's Collective Courage. That book really captures the history of cooperatives as they relate to African Americans in this country. And so you can look at some of the movements, whether it be W.E.B. Du Bois or Marcus Garvey, but you can look at their work and how they worked in collectives and cooperatives in order to exact change in their communities. Secondly, I would say get your community involved. Start co-creating with the people in your community that are like-minded. So put yourself together a nice marketing pitch to get individuals rallied around the topic of a cooperative. You really want to galvanize your people and put together a strong base. It's called base building and outreach and organizing. So you want to do some base building because it's that base that's going to help you to propel into the future of cooperative work. And I would say look at some technical assistance from any cooperatives that might be in your area. Research out the cooperatives that are in your area and glean from them. There's a lot to be learned. Best practices are present. Cooperatives are not new. While Gem City Market is definitely a bit of a innovative project because it's in an urban community. Typically, people use cooperatives for organic foods and eclectic items, and you normally find them in highly affluent communities. However, we have taken that model and restructure it for us in our urban community to